Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. David and I just brought a new mineral feeder out to the bulls. We were just giving them a complete mineral, and I decided the bulls deserve to have the free choice, just like the cow herd did. You can tell they're not too interested in it right now. They're more interested in this beautiful grass we just gave them. The bulls are starting to slick off pretty nice. We got, I think it was 91 yesterday. When you hit that hot temperature, that hair coat's not going to stay on there very long. This is the back, what we call the back 40 on our lifetime lease. We've got a limited rock skirt access on this particular paddock. We put that in. There's 72 bulls in here. Anywhere from 8 to 9 months old. There's one in here that's only 7 months old. We just took him off the cow. That's what we do, and if you have a late bloomer that was a little bit late last fall, we just kick them out with the bulls when we wean them. As long as they've got older animals to hang around with, especially if you only have like 1 or 2. You wouldn't want to take 8 or 10 freshly weaned bulls and just kick them out. You need to leave them next to their moms. We put them in a weaning pen for about 2 to 3 days and just let them bawl and get used to mom being there. And then they go to eating grass and they forget about mom. There's a thick little bull, man. Low to the ground and big old gut, a really nice set of testicles. June 1st and 2nd, that's our bull pickup days. We've got pretty much everything sold. I think we're gonna have a few that we'll have later in July, but most of them will be picked up June 1st and 2nd. I want to see how our rock skirt's holding up. Oh yeah, looking good. Yeah, I thought we had a piece of tape down here, David, but I don't see it. Is it laying in the leaves? Well, I tell you what, folks, these ticks. This hot weather brought out the ticks. Went mushroom hunting last night, and I think I lost track. I counted them till 50, then after that I lost track. And I sprayed down this morning. I just put some DEET, a little bit of DEET on. But, you know, they can fall out of the limbs and the leaves and everything else. We've got this pond permanently fenced now. It's all the way around so the cattle can't get into the pond. And you can tell, I mean, they were working on this bank pretty good. And now the banks are all protected. The grass is growing in back around the pond like it should. And we saved the life of this pond. What you could do, hold on just a minute, Dave. That's not hot.
Okay.
So just
Tighten.
Yeah, just tie on cold. And if you can reach out and go around that, when you get over there, just tie it off.
Okay.
And cut it.
Okay.
And that way we're not tying up. There's plenty of wire on that reel anyway.
You want to wrap it on the, wrap it in there.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't put something in there, those bulls will be out there looking like hippopotamuses. That's just the way animals are. They're going to get out there where it's cool if you allow them to do that. And then they've ruined your pond. We're getting ready to go into the brush paddock over here. Called the brush paddock because that's probably 70% of what's over there. I mean, it's bad. Got a lot of brush in it. But you know what? I think our landowner, son, counted 16 deer in there in one morning. I see those bulls. They went clear to the end. That's the far side of the paddock, and now they're starting to graze coming back. That's a pretty sight right there. You know, Isaac and I were talking the other day. These bulls are putting on, 3 to 4 pounds a day now. They're getting a big old bite full, all they want to eat. And we're trying to keep up with the seed heads that are starting to form. And it's a real deal. I mean, this is working better than we've ever had it work before. And I guess I need to pull out my GoPro one of these days. I can put a piece of foam on that and you don't hear all this wind noise. But you know, when you're out here doing chores, you see something you want to shoot a video of, you don't have the GoPro with you. And you just shoot a video. That's kind of the way I like it. And most of viewers, they don't mind having a little wind noise. And it is real life, folks. It's not a controlled studio out here. You got wind, you got rain, you got snow, you got ice, you have cold weather, you have hot weather, you got ticks, you got mosquitoes, you got flies. You gotta deal with it. And you have wind. I'll tell you what, that wind feels good today. I think it's already about 85. Look at the necks on some of them. Give them another I'd say 10 days, not even probably 2 weeks. Most of these guys are going to be slicker than a button. Getting big old mouthfuls of grass and clover. Somebody made the comment about, what do you do when you have too much clover? You're scared of your cattle bloating. Several things you can do. You can put a bloat guard tablet out there, that'll help some. Don't turn them onto the pasture until the dew has been taken off by the sun. Or if it's raining a lot, don't put them in a real highly legume pasture, because wet clover, that can give you issues. The other thing you can do is make sure that if you turn them in there later afternoon when the sun's really out, the energy's higher in the plants and you're less likely to have bloat. Also, only put them in, like maybe the first day you put them in a really high legume pasture, only put them in there for maybe an hour. And the next day you can bump that up to 2 hours. The next day, 3. And then once you get the rumen bugs kind of adjusted to that high protein clover, well, then from then on you'd probably be good to go. These animals are so wild. We had our first grazing school over the weekend. Man, that was a great group of people. And I think we ended up, counting everybody, we had about 130 people there. And we walked the people down into the bull mob after we moved them. And it was a beautiful day. The sun was out and probably 70, 72 degrees. And the bulls just started walking up through the people. And There was a couple of people that were actually sitting on the ground and the bulls are grazing right around their feet. Of course, those are people that the bulls had never seen before. But that's what you want to do, folks. You want to have animals that are tame. They don't freak out when they see people, even strangers. And they got to be docile. Especially if you're selling a bull to somebody. Don't sell a bull to somebody that's, ornery. When we used to custom graze, every now and then we'd get a bull somebody bring in to breed their cows, and I mean, they weren't just ornery, they were dangerous. And you literally had to watch where the bull was at when you were in the pasture, because he could be stalking you. And that bull really needs to have his hide taken off and ground into hamburger. He doesn't need to be breeding cows, because those kind of animals are going to hurt you or your children or a stranger, and you don't want that. Absolutely do not. Well, you can tell the 3-year-old bulls, there's 2 of them right there in a row. They're just a little thicker. Oh, you are going after that, dude. Anyway, we're getting ready to have our advanced grazing school coming up. That starts on Thursday. And looking forward to that. Greg Brand and I will be putting that one on. And I just wanted to give a plug. We are going to be having some seed stock for sale in July. And we do have a group that will be selling here in May. It's going to be one of those specials deals. There's 10 heifers, and they will be ready to put the bull in with them in July. And these are Red Angus heifers. They're not South Pole. These are Red Angus. And I'm going to have a little blip about that. This is the first time I've even mentioned it. And if you put a South Pole bull on these heifers, man, you're going to be having one heck of a good grass genetic herd. Now, these Red Angus are not your typical Red Angus. They are, I've seen the mothers. The mothers are about 1,000 pounds. They got the smaller frame, great big old guts. Just beautiful, beautiful cows. And the kind of cows that, will give you 1,000-pound animals where you can make a living instead of you supporting your cow herd. The cow herd will be supporting you with these type of animals. Get them too big, and all of a sudden you're having to feed them grain to get them through the winter, get them to breed back, keep them from getting thin. Guess what? You better have a good job in town, because it's going to take it to keep those animals alive on your farm. And at that point, all you've got is an expensive hobby. You're not making any money. Man, look at that. These guys are absolutely tearing it up. Yeah. People say, well, Greg, you got to watch your bulls. You should never turn your back to a bull. I'm like, if you have an animal like that, don't go in the pasture. Just get rid of it. Man, that is a beaut. Golly, look at that butt on him. Just a huge, thick neck. That's one of the machos. He's going to be for sale, folks. I'm going to be doing videos on him. I'm going to wait here after the grazing school. We got a lot going on. I am going to be going to Wisconsin not this week, but next week on Saturday. Not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, I'll be in Wisconsin doing a one-day grazing school. You can go to our website and get a hold of the contact person there. If you're up north and you're in the area, you might want to drop by and check it out. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Everyone have a good one, and be seeing a bunch of you all at the grazing school here in a couple of days, and everyone travel safe. Take care.